Have you ever felt invisible in your own family? Like nothing you do matters? Well, I'm about to tell you the craziest story of my life. A story about trust, family, and what happens when the people you love stab you in the back. My name is Sarah, and I'm 30 years old. I work as someone who helps people make their homes look beautiful. It's called interior design. I live in a small town where everyone knows everyone. One Thursday night, I sat down for dinner with my parents. Everything seemed normal. Mum was passing around bowls of food. I was telling a funny story about a customer who wanted their walls painted bright purple with orange polka dots. Then suddenly, my dad's hand slammed on the table. The loud bang made everyone jump. "Sarah, you have 48 hours," Dad said in a cold voice. His face looked angry. "Get all your things out of this house. We're giving it to your brother, Marcus." I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. My fork stopped halfway to my mouth. I just sat there, frozen, staring at him. Marcus. My brother who lives far away in Chicago. The brother who never visits us. The brother who forgot Mom's birthday last year. You see, 3 years ago, my parents were in big trouble. They owed the bank $60,000. That's a lot of money. The bank said if they didn't pay, they would take our house away. I was only 27 years old then, but I used every penny I had saved. I was saving that money to buy my own apartment someday. But I gave it all to my parents to save our house. And it wasn't just the money. Our house was old and broken. The roof had holes that let rain inside. The paint was peeling off the walls like old skin. The floors made scary creaking sounds when you walked on them. So what did I do? I worked extra hours. I took on more design jobs. I spent my weekends fixing up the house instead of hanging out with friends. I painted the walls a pretty light blue color. I bought a comfortable gray couch for the living room. I got a new television so we could watch movies together. When our washing machine broke, I bought a new one so Mom wouldn't have to carry heavy laundry bags to the laundromat. Every single thing I did was for them. For our family. For our home. But Marcus? He left for Chicago 5 years ago. He wanted to work at a big bank and make lots of money. He called us maybe twice a year. Always in a hurry. Always promising to visit soon. When he did call, Mom and Dad acted like he was a superstar. They'd tell all the neighbors about Marcus, the big banker in Chicago, and Marcus making important business deals. Meanwhile, I was right there, fixing the house, paying the bills, taking care of them. I'd hear Mom on the phone. "Oh, Marcus is doing so well in Chicago." While I was on my hands and knees, scrubbing the kitchen floor. It hurt. But I kept quiet. I thought my actions would show them how much I cared. After Dad's announcement at dinner, I went to my room. My mind was racing. Something felt very wrong about this whole situation. The next morning, I called my best friend Emma. Emma is super smart and works as a lawyer. "Emma, I need help," I said. I told her everything. "Sarah, something's fishy here," Emma said. "Why would they suddenly give Marcus the house? Check if they took out any new loans. Look at their bank papers." That gave me an idea. I called my friend Tom, who works at a bank. I had helped design his office 2 years ago, so he owed me a favor. "Tom, can you check if there are any loans in my name?" I asked. 1 hour later, Tom called back. His voice sounded worried. "Sarah, you're not going to like this," he said. "There's a loan for $60,000. It has your name on it. Your signature. Your social security number." My heart started beating really fast. "But Tom, I never signed anything. I never took out a loan." "I know," Tom said quietly. "That's what worries me. Your parents and Marcus are also on the loan. But you are listed as the main person responsible. If they don't pay it back, the bank will come after you." I felt sick to my stomach. Tom sent me a copy of the loan papers through email. When I opened the document, there it was. My name, Sarah Johnson, and below it, a signature that looked like mine. But wasn't I stared at that signature for a long time. The way the S curved wasn't quite right. The J was too tall. Someone had tried to copy my signature, but they didn't do it perfectly. They had forged my name. My own family had stolen my identity. I ran upstairs to our attic. It's a dusty, spider-webby place where we keep old boxes. I started searching through everything. After looking through 5 boxes, I found it. An unmarked folder hidden under a pile of old receipts. Inside were bank statements. There was a letter from the bank saying my parents were behind on their payments. And there was another copy of that same loan paper with the fake signature. The loan was approved 6 months ago. That was right when Marcus came back to town for a visit. His first visit in 2 years. Suddenly, everything made sense. Marcus had failed in Chicago. He needed money. So my parents helped him by taking out a loan. Using my name. They used me. They lied to me. They betrayed me. I called Emma back and told her what I found. Sarah, this is identity theft, Emma said firmly. It's a crime. We can take them to court, but we need to act fast. I made a decision right then and there. If they were going to kick me out, I was taking everything that belonged to me. I grabbed a notepad and walked through the house, writing down everything I had bought. The grey couch in the living room, the flat-screen TV on the wall, the washing machine in the laundry room, the curtains in the dining room, the chandelier I installed, my bedroom desk, the hallway lamp, the entry rug. Every single item was mine. I had the receipts to prove it. I called a moving company. I need you here today, I said. I need to move furniture out immediately. We can be there at 2 p.m. The man said. Perfect. While I waited, my neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez, knocked on the door. She's a sweet older lady who lives across the street. Sarah, honey, are you okay? She asked. You looked upset yesterday. I told her what happened. Not everything, just that my parents were kicking me out. Mrs. Rodriguez's face turned red with anger. That's terrible. You've done so much for this house. I've seen you painting in the hot sun. I've watched you carry heavy furniture inside. Your parents always talked about Marcus, but you were the one taking care of everything. Her words made me feel a little better. At least someone noticed. At 2 p.m. sharp, a big truck pulled into our driveway. 3 men in blue uniforms got out. We're here to help you move, the lead guy said. I showed them everything with the sticky notes I had placed on my items. They got to work right away. They unplugged the TV from the wall. They carefully wrapped the couch in thick blankets. They disconnected the washing machine and rolled it outside. It felt strange watching them take apart the home I had built. But it also felt powerful. I was taking back what was mine. While the movers worked, I called Emma again. We're filing the lawsuit tomorrow, Emma said. We're going to accuse them of identity theft and fraud. The evidence is solid. Those loan papers, your history of paying for everything, it's all there. What will happen to the house? I asked. If they can't pay back the loan, the bank will probably take it, Emma explained. Your family might lose everything. I waited for guilt to hit me. But it didn't come. They had made their choice when they forged my signature. Marcus comes home by 4 p.m. The movers were finished. The house looked so empty. No couch, no curtains, no TV. Just bare walls and empty spaces. I stood in the living room, looking at what I had created and taken away. Then the front door burst open. Marcus stomped inside, dragging a suitcase. His face was red and angry. What did you do? He yelled. Where's all the furniture? This is my house now. I crossed my arms and looked at him calmly. Your house. I took what belongs to me. The couch I bought. The TV I bought. The washing machine I bought. Marcus's eyes got narrow. You can't do that. Dad said this place is mine. You're supposed to be gone. I pulled out the loan papers from my bag. I know about the $60,000 loan, Marcus. The one you, Mom, and Dad took out in my name. That's my signature you forged. I'm not stupid. For just a second, Marcus looked scared. Then he tried to act tough again. You're lying, he said. You're just jealous that I'm back and you're out. I have proof, I said, waving the papers. Tom from the bank sent me everything. Your name is on the loan too, but I'm the one who will get in trouble if you don't pay it back. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? Marcus grabbed his phone and called Dad. She took everything, Dad. The whole house is empty. Just then, Mr. Chun from down the street knocked and came inside. He's a retired teacher who's always been nice to me. Is everything okay, Sarah? Mr. Chun asked. He looked at the empty room, then at Marcus. Just talking with my brother, I said. Mr. Chun nodded slowly. Sarah, I've watched you work on this house for years. Fixing the porch. Carrying in new furniture in the rain. Whatever's happening here, I'm on your side. Marcus's face got even redder. This is none of your business, old man. Mr. Chun didn't back down. It is my business when I see someone getting treated unfairly. Marcus pointed at me. You're pathetic, Sarah. Always playing the victim. Mum and Dad know who really matters in this family. I stepped closer to Marcus. My voice was quiet but strong. If I'm so pathetic, why did you need my name to get that loan? Why did you come running back here when your big city dreams fell apart? Marcus's mouth opened but no words came out. His phone rang. It was Dad. He answered and started yelling into the phone. She took everything. The house is empty. You need to do something. Mr. Chun put his hand on my shoulder. You don't deserve this treatment, Sarah. Stay strong. Marcus hung up. Dad is furious. You're done, Sarah. You're going to regret this. I held up the loan papers one more time. No, Marcus. You will regret this. I'm filing a lawsuit tomorrow. Identity theft. Fraud. All of it. You, Mom, and Dad can explain everything to a judge. Marcus's confident look disappeared. He grabbed his suitcase and stomped toward the door. This isn't over, he shouted, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. The house went quiet again. Mr. Chen smiled at me. You did the right thing. I'm proud of you. I grabbed my bag with all the important papers inside. I locked the front door and drove to Emma's apartment. Going to court at Emma's place, we spread all the loan papers out on her kitchen table. That fake signature stared up at me. Emma typed on her laptop, her fingers moving super fast. We have a really strong case, she said. Identity theft, fraud, and all your proof of maintaining the house. They can't win this. We spent the whole evening working on the lawsuit. We included every piece of evidence. The loan paper with the forged signature, the bank letter I found in the attic, receipts for the couch, TV, and washing machine photos of me working on the house by midnight. We had a 20-page document ready. I signed it. My hand didn't shake at all. The next morning, Emma drove us to the courthouse. It was a big, serious-looking building made of grey stone. We filed the lawsuit. A clerk stamped our papers with a loud thump sound that seemed to echo through the building. Standing outside in the cold air, I felt free. This wasn't just about the house anymore. It was about standing up for myself. The judge will see through their lies, Emma said. You've got this. Building my case over the next few weeks, we collected even more evidence. Bank statements showing I paid to save the house 3 years ago. Emails from Tom at the bank. A signed statement from Mrs. Rodriguez about all the work I did on the house. My parents and Marcus got their court papers in the mail. I can only imagine their faces when they opened those envelopes. The court date came faster than I expected. Early spring, when the snow was just starting to melt, we all met in a small courtroom with wood-paneled walls. My parents sat on one side, not looking at me. Marcus sat next to them, fidgeting nervously. His cocky attitude was completely gone. Emma stood up and presented our case. She spoke clearly and strongly, showing the judge everything. The forged signature, my financial contributions to the house, my parents. Lauer was a tired-looking man in a wrinkled suit. He tried to argue that I had agreed to the loan, but he couldn't prove it. The evidence was overwhelming. The fake signature was obvious. The bank records were clear. My years of payments spoke for themselves. When the judge made his decision, his voice was firm and serious. The loan is voided. Miss Sarah Johnson's name is cleared of all responsibility. The defendants are ordered to pay court fees and damages for emotional distress. Then he said something else. The house, which is tied to the unpaid $60,000 loan, must be sold to settle the debt with the bank. I didn't stay to see my family's faces. I walked out of that courtroom feeling lighter than I had in years. Emma walked beside me, actually smiling for once. You won, Sarah. They can't hurt you anymore. I nodded. The house I had fought for would be sold. But it wasn't really mine anymore anyway. Not after what they did. A few weeks later, I heard from Mrs. Rodriguez that the bank took the house. They sold it at an auction for just enough money to cover the loan. My parents and Marcus had to move into a tiny apartment on the edge of town. They had no money left. Marcus got a job selling cars at a dealership, making barely enough to pay rent. His Chicago dreams were dead and buried. Mom and Dad could barely afford to pay their electric and water bills. My phone started ringing the day after the court ruling. First, Mom called. Her voice message was shaky and sad. Sarah, how could you do this to us? We're your family. Then Dad called. His voice was angry. You ruined us. You didn't have to go this far. I listened to each message. My chest felt tight. But I didn't change my mind. They had used my name. They had stolen my identity. They had lied to me and tried to kick me out. Now they wanted forgiveness? I deleted all the voicemails. Then I blocked their phone numbers. Marcus tried calling from a different number a week later. His message went back and forth between being angry and begging. You think you're better than us? You'll regret this. I blocked that number too. Emma checked on me regularly. You did what you had to do. She told me over coffee one day. They made their choices. She was right. The lawsuit didn't just clear my name. It showed me I was strong enough to stand up for myself. They built their own problems. I was done cleaning up their messes. Months passed. I found a new apartment near the river. It was small, but it was mine. I set up my grey couch by the window where the morning sun came in. I hung my TV on the wall. I got new curtains, this time in dark blue. Every piece of furniture was a reminder. A reminder that I had fought for what was mine and won. I got a job at a design company downtown. The office had cool brick walls and big windows. I worked on projects for coffee shops and hotels. Each design was a chance to create something new. I still saw Mrs. Rodriguez and Mr. Chun sometimes. They'd wave when they saw me in town. Mrs. Rodriguez told me that everyone in our small town knew what my family had done. People are talking, she said. They know about the forged loan. They know your family tried to steal from you. Henry's been telling everyone at the community center how brave you were. My family's reputation was ruined. But I didn't feel bad about it. They did this to themselves. I focused on my new life. At work, I took on bigger and bigger projects. I redesigned a whole cafe. I did the lobby for a small hotel. My boss said I was one of their best designers. In the evenings, I'd sit on my couch and draw new design ideas. Sometimes I'd rearrange my apartment, trying different layouts. The washing machine hummed quietly in my closet. That sound made me smile. I had fought to keep what was mine, and now every piece in my apartment proved I had won. Looking back at everything, I can see the lessons clearly now. Lesson 1. Being family doesn't give people permission to use you. I thought helping family meant doing anything they asked. Giving them money, fixing their problems, letting them take advantage of my kindness. But real family doesn't steal from you. Real family doesn't forge your signature. Real family doesn't kick you out of the house you saved. For years, I was loyal to my parents. I gave them my savings. I worked extra jobs to fix up their house. I sacrificed my own dreams to help them. But they weren't loyal to me. The moment Marcus came back needing money, they chose him over me. They always chose him over me. I learned that loyalty should go both ways. If someone doesn't respect you, you don't owe them anything. Lesson 3. Standing up for yourself isn't mean. It's necessary. When I filed that lawsuit, part of me felt guilty. They were my parents. They raised me. Was I being too harsh? But then I remembered that fake signature. I remembered them trying to kick me out in 48 hours. I remembered years of being invisible while they praised Marcus. Standing up for yourself means setting boundaries. It means saying, no, you can't treat me like this. It means protecting your worth, even when it's hard. I never thought I could take my own family to court. I never imagined I'd walk away from the house I loved. I never believed I could build a new life from scratch. But I did all of those things. And I survived. More than survived. I thrived. I learned that strength isn't about being tough or never feeling hurt. Strength is about feeling the hurt and doing what needs to be done anyway. I'm not the daughter who fixes everything anymore. I'm not the one who sacrifices herself for a family that doesn't appreciate her. I'm Sarah, 30 years old. Building a life on my terms. My apartment is small, but it's filled with things I chose. My job challenges me and makes me proud. My friends, the real ones like Emma, Mrs. Rodriguez, and Mr. Chun, support me. Do I miss my family? Sometimes I miss what I thought we had, but I don't miss the lies. I don't miss being invisible. I don't miss being used. Would I do it differently if I could go back? No, not one thing. Because taking them to court, fighting for my rights, walking away from people who hurt me, those choices saved my life. They saved Emmy. If you're in a situation like mine, if someone is taking advantage of you, even if it's family, remember this. You deserve respect. You deserve honesty. You deserve to be treated well. And if the people around you can't give you that, it's okay to walk away. It might hurt. It might be scary. But on the other side of that fear is freedom. On the other side of that pain is a life where you matter. Where your happiness counts. And that's worth fighting for. It's been a year since the court case. A year since I walked out of that courtroom with my head held high. I got promoted at work. I'm now the lead designer on a big project, redesigning an entire restaurant downtown. I moved to a bigger apartment with 2 bedrooms. One is my bedroom, and the other is my home office where I work on freelance projects. I heard through the grapevine that Marcus left town. Couldn't handle the shame, I guess. My parents are still in that small apartment. I don't know much more than that. And honestly, I don't want to know. Last week, I got a letter in the mail. It was from Mum. No return address, but I recognized her handwriting. I held that letter for a long time, staring at it. Part of me wanted to open it. Part of me wanted to throw it away. In the end, I put it in a drawer. unopened. Maybe someday I'll read it. Maybe I won't. But right now, I'm not ready. And that's okay. Because my life is good. Really, truly good. I wake up every morning in my sunny apartment. I go to a job I love. I spend time with friends who value me. I design beautiful spaces that make people happy. I'm not carrying anyone else's burden anymore. I'm free. And you know what? That's the best revenge. Not making them suffer. Not rubbing their noses in my success. Just living well. Being happy. Building something real. They thought I'd crumble without them. They thought I needed them more than they needed me. They were wrong. I'm Sarah. Interior designer. Survivor. Fighter. And I'm doing just fine.